warned, it's LuAnna, and this podcast contains honest, upfront opinions, rants, bants, and general explicit content. But you know you love it, you filthy bitches. It is, of course, Thursday, and this is, of course, LuAnna Totally Extra. I am the Zismeister.
She is.
You are the Willy Meister.
The Willy.
We also have the Leslie Meister on...
Hey!
And
Otherwise known as Imogen Rose Letitia Hart.
Austin Hart.
Austin Hart, producer Imo to everybody else.
Or the Mexican man.
Yes.
And every Thursday we're bringing you extra. That is extra rants, extra chats, extra confessions, extra stories, extra yo.
Right, let's see what we got going on. We hope you followed the pod, guys. If you haven't, do it right now. First up is a message from Saf. Hi, LuAnna. Literally listening to your pod on what annoying thing your partner does when in labour. Oh, yes, we did set this up.
We like
Please share. So whilst on a walk with my 6-week-old, whilst on a walk with my 6-week-old, so the rage is high.
Oh.
I love this. The postnatal rage.
The rage.
What should have happened?
The rage and the sweats.
Yes. Oh, the sweats. God bless you, new mothers. Saf from Australia here. No need to be anonymous.
A lot of Aussie fans recently.
Hello, Aussies. Hello, cousins. Was in labour. It had been 24 hours of full-on labour, which wasn't progressing.
Oh, just cut it out then,
yeah,
babes.
brilliant. Yay. And I was so hungry as I hadn't eaten since the night before. And the midwife said I wasn't allowed to eat as there was a high chance of a cesarean. I mean, it's all fun, isn't it, girls? He had the audacity. Oh, what a knob. Oh, what a knob. He had the audacity to get an Uber Eats and stuff his chops with a burrito and chips millimetres from my face. I was fuming.
That's not very...
it's not considerate.
That's the word I was looking for.
I sent Alex down to the cafe.
And look, she's still raging about it 6 weeks
She's
later.
raging.
You don't forget that shit.
Never.
When you're in a vulnerable situation and someone wrongs you, there's no coming back from that.
She'll tell it to the grave.
Yeah, she will.
She actually will.
She'll be pissed about that for her whole life.
If she ever gets divorced, I hope you don't, by the way, but if you do, you'll use that as one of your reasons.
And you
ate a burrito when I was in labour.
Give it back to our child, you cunt.
Yeah.
Right, we've got a voice note from Claire next.
Hello, LuAnna Mo.
Hi, babe.
The pod and all that jazzamachaz. Was just listening to the things that your husbands do to piss you off when you're in labour. The story of the husband cleaning the barbecue when she was in labour. So when I went into labour with my daughter, who's now 13, so a long time ago, when I went into labour with my daughter, my husband decided then was the time to start putting an IKEA desk together. Which obviously I was not going to help him with because we don't put furniture together at the best of times, let alone when I'm in labour. But there's me laying in the bath, counting my contractions. My mum's there staying with us. She's panicking. And my hubby's like, I may as well put together this desk right now. What a load of old shit. Anyway, no need to keep me anonymous. This is Claire in Canada.
Thank you, Claire.
She's in Canada.
A lot of global listeners today.
Been around the world, I just love LuAnna. I don't know where I am from, but I am now worldwide.
Also, the labour rage stories, I think, are going to...
I
think we've... Yeah, we need more.
So
we
relatable.
Need labour rage, the things my partner did in labour to piss me off. We want labour rage. Labour rage. That's what we want.
It's our new segment.
It is.
Right, we've got a message from Anonymous, so we've called you Jan. Hey, I've got a story here from a friend's experience whilst dating. I think you will enjoy it.
Here we go.
Please keep me anon, and that reason will be obvious as you read my shameful story. A few years ago, I was deep in the trenches of the dating apps and met a lad who was just my type. Tall, good job, etc., etc. He was almost too good to be true. Very long story short, we met up and eventually one thing led to another. The next day, I was feeling very smug, messaging the lasses chat all about how amazing this guy was and how good our night had been. A few hours later, I was lying in bed and I felt a sudden urge to push, a bit like that period gush was coming. What? Strange, I'm not due on, I thought, but the feeling didn't go away. I was wriggling around my bed trying to work out what on God's green earth was causing this sensation. And suddenly something popped out of my vag and I was in shock. I put my hand down my pyjama bottoms to retrieve the mysterious object that I had just birthed. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I had popped out a ball of chewed up gum.
How?
He'd obviously gone down on her with a mouth chewing gum. I couldn't actually believe what I was seeing. I even sniffed it to check it was still, and it was still slightly minty. This guy had gone down on me with chewing gum in his mouth, and it had got lost up my vag. Did he realise his chewing gum had gone missing? Why didn't he say anything? Do I bring it up the next time I see him? Anyway, my friends and I named it Baby Wrigley, and I promptly put it in the bin. Ew. To make matters worse, it didn't go very far with this lad, as he had a raging foot fetish. I didn't care about this at first. I didn't want to kink shame.
Exactly.
But I had to draw a line when he started asking me to wear plastic bags over my feet in the shower so that my feet would smell bad by the next time I saw him. Turns out he was definitely too good to be true. Anyway, my question is, would you tell someone if you had given birth to their chewing gum?
Depends if they were sticking around or not.
Yeah, I probably would. I'd be like, did you lose something at my vagina?
Yeah.
Minty fresh.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I've never heard that one, I'll be honest.
Maybe he wanted to leave it minty fresh for you.
Maybe it was intentional.
Yeah. Well, the foot thing's a bit weird. I am kink shaming.
Well, it's not for me, put it that way.
It's not for me either.
Voice note from Holly.
Good morning, ladies. Holly in Sydney. I'm just listening to the episode where another Holly has nominated her boyfriend for Weirdo of the Week. And I'm just wondering if my ex-boyfriend has gone for another Holly. Because he used to do exactly that. If he went for a poo and he was getting in the shower after, he would just get straight in the shower and he wouldn't wipe. And one time we were staying at my grandparents' house and I went into the bathroom after him and there was a tiny little drop of shit on the floor where it had obviously fallen from his arsehole as he moved from the toilet to the shower.
That's hideous.
So yeah,
that is
dodged a bullet with that one, but I'm really sorry to the other Holly if you have ended up with that steaming pile of shit for a boyfriend. Happy Thursday.
Wow.
I think everybody should wipe.
Little chug nut.
Everyone needs to wipe after a poo.
Everyone. That's non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
None.
Right, Petty Polly from Anonymous. So, Carla, hi girlies, absolutely love the pod. You brighten up my week when I'm listening to you at work and you never fail to make me laugh. Thank you, Carla. Right, I have a Petty Polly for you. Years ago, when I was working as a housekeeper for a well-to-do family, the woman of the household would often make unreasonable requests, which would really get on my tits. But not you, is it?
It's not me. I knew you were going to say
I'm joking. You're a very good. You're a very good employer. Well, one day I was sorting through the freshly washed laundry when I spotted some bleach stains in the crotch of her pants, obviously caused by discharge.
Maybe it is me.
If this ends up with it was Louisa, I'll be dying. A common occurrence, I know, but seriously, wear a bloody panty liner.
Probably.
Then it came to me. How to get my petty revenge on her for making my working day impossible. From then on, whenever she pissed me off and I was hanging up the laundry to dry, I would make sure to turn her crusty-looking knickers inside out and carefully position them on the hanging peg thingy, crotch forward, directly facing the utility room door. I took great satisfaction in knowing she would walk into the laundry room to be instantly greeted by her...
Why didn't she buy some new knickers?
I mean, you'd hope people would buy some new pants to buy her brown-stained panties. And with any luck, would be filled with utter humiliation and embarrassment at the fact that I had to deal with them. Please keep me anonymous, give me a granny name, and keep up the great work. Long may it continue. Thank you, babe.
Wow. But would you not buy... I mean, she can afford a house.
Well, I was just going to say...
I like doing a whole pants refresh. Like every
I've just done one,
6 months, I chuck all my pants out and I buy new.
And also, I think a lot of us are guilty, me included, of just you sort of don't... You don't really notice how sort of tatty your knickknacks get. And it's only since we've been moving, I was going through, I was like, oh my God, these are awful. Throw them out.
Chuck them
There's
out.
There's like elastic hanging off them. Do you know what I mean?
Not sexy. We've got a voice note from Jill next.
Hi, LuAnna. I'm just listening to your pod whilst cleaning the bathroom. I'm actually listening to the one from last week, and there was someone who wrote in about their mum that passed away and their dad had moved on really quickly. And honestly, me or my sister could have written in that. We had a very similar experience where our dad moved on extremely quickly. We're talking like a month or two after my mum passed away. My mum's been passed away for 11 years now, so I'm a lot kind of further on in the process.
Yeah.
You know, you don't stop grieving, but you do learn to live with it. But no, my point is, I just wanted to say that it does get better. My dad is actually now remarried, and I have a little girl now, and my technically stepmom is incredible with her. It was really hard at first, don't get me wrong, and my dad actually had a couple of relationships, but it does get better, and I would just recommend that person goes and speaks to someone, that be a therapist or even just their family. If they feel that they can say something to their dad, then amazing. And I think it'll be quite eye-opening, because my dad doesn't really like to talk about my mum anymore because he gets so upset. We all do. Like, I get that. Like, life's busy right now, and if I really start thinking about it, I can really get myself down. But no, I just wanted to say, like, you do need to speak about these things to go through the process. And I just want to send that person lots of love and just say that I totally get it, but it will get better. But yeah, I love you girls so much. Thank you for having a space where we can all discuss these topics. I'm going to get emotional. Yeah, love you lots. And I hope that helps the person who's listening to this.
Oh, darling, thank you. Lufannians helping Lufannians. And this is the space. This is your episode as well. Thank you for that. Sage advice. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, that made me emotional.
Yeah, thank you for passing that on. And we hope that you're okay too. As you say, it is a process, grief.
Yeah.
No one grieves the same. Sending love. What's next, Lulu?
We've got a message from Anon. We've called you Judith. She says, hi, ladies. I'm a long-time listener and first-time emailer.
Whoa.
Please keep me Anon. Use the granny name Judith after my beautiful nan. Strap in. There's some backstory.
Okay.
I've had what has quite possibly been the worst 12 months of my life, a CT scan to check for a blood clot relating to DVT after a long flight last year revealed, after a few subsequent tests, that I had thyroid cancer.
Oh, my gosh.
And so started the road to recovery. The support I received from my partner of over 10 years and father of my child quite honestly left a lot to be desired. And I was constantly made to feel bad about my lack of sex drive. Oh my God, she's got fucking cancer.
Ugh.
What a dick. And general bad mood, all symptoms of thyroid cancer and an underactive thyroid. I honestly felt like having to have thyroid surgery and radiation was making me an inconvenience to him. Fast forward 10 months, I'm on the other side of my treatment and getting better. I've made a conscious effort with our relationship, making sure to put out more often and ensure his needs are being met as well as mine. Okay. Now to today. I did something I never do. You know when you just know and you have that awful feeling in your gut that something isn't right? So I looked at his iPad and I found a message from a number that wasn't saved, apologising for not getting back to him as she'd been away and asking whether he still wanted to make a booking. I Googled the number, obviously, and found that it was the number of an escort that he tried to hire while he was on a boys' weekend away last weekend, while I was at home with our child. I confronted him about it. He couldn't give me a reason as to why he'd done it and said that nothing happened, so there's nothing more to talk about.
Whoa.
The whole concept of him contacting someone to spend our money on having sex with someone who isn't me is just frying my brain. I don't know what to think or feel. I don't understand how he can be so blunt in saying that it didn't happen, so I need to drop it. Am I overreacting, or am I right to be questioning everything and whether I need to walk away for my sake and for my child?
Let me tell you now, he has broken your trust. It doesn't matter whether he messaged, he wanted to message, he had full-blown sex. He has broken your trust.
The intention was there. If she would have got back, he would have done it.
And his what worries me, is his reaction. He shut you down straight away, which means he has zero respect for your feelings, zero accountability for his actions on this. This is terrible. And I get this. It's not as easy as going, right, leave him. Although this is not okay. This is his problem, not yours. And he is making this your problem.
You need to force him to talk about this because he can't shut you down and move on. You need to say, this is a massive issue for me. I'm considering leaving you. So if you value our relationship and you need to give me the common decency and respect of having a conversation, an open and honest conversation around this.
And if he won't, that's your answer. That's your answer. And that's what Lou said. You can't force someone to listen, but I think you're absolutely right. Like, shit got real. This is my situation. I need answers. And you have the choice to stay in this marriage or not, babes.
Yeah.
And it feels like he's pulling all the cards here. To Blue's point, have that chat. Depending on how he reacts to that, I think will be telling on which way you go with this.
Also, if she had have been around, what would have happened? He would have booked her and gone through with it. It's only because the escort was on holiday.
It's not. But there's so much to this.
That's
you've
terrible.
been going through a lot. I'm not saying that he hasn't. We don't know his side of the story, but what you're presenting to us is very, very unfair.
That's horrific.
Yeah.
Oh, good luck. Please
have that
do.
chat. Yeah,
definitely.
And hold your ground.
We've got a rant now from Lillian.
Hi, LuAnna. And all that jazz. Love the pod. Absolutely love the pod. I started listening about a year ago, but when I'm waiting for the new episodes, I'll just go back and listen to old ones. I just absolutely love them. They are just perfect for cheering me up on a bad day, making me laugh, always laugh. But I wanted to send in my rant today because when I ask Alexa to continue playing the LuAnna podcast, she never gets it right first time. So it's either Moana, I think there might be another LuAnna podcast, but it takes me at least 4 or 5 times.
No, there isn't.
To get your podcast when I'm asking Alexa. And at some points, I have to admit, I do scream at her. So we're just going to try it now. It'll probably work, but we'll just try and see if it's played. Alexa, continue playing LuAnna podcast.
Playing sounds of the LuAnna from Amazon Music. Here's season 1, episode 2, The Origin of Sounds.
Alexa
Honestly,
does get it right.
every time. And I know I can just press play, but the whole point of having an Alexa was you can ask her to do things, but clearly not. Love you guys.
My Alexa gets the weather wrong quite a lot, actually, and it really annoys me.
Weather?
When I try and say the name of my village, it doesn't scan the name of my village very well, so it always gives me another village. It's really annoying.
I don't have an Alexa.
We love a bit of Alexa. Right, confessions now. I've never told anyone this, but first up, hi LuAnna. Massive man fan, straight, just for the record.
We'd like a straight man.
We'd
fan.
love
You're a new recruit,
a new breed, actually, into our listenership.
Fold, yeah.
I have been trying to find the time to write in for a while now. Please keep me on. I'm happy to give my Portsmouth location away, though. I've never told anyone this, but so there I was at work, answering nature's call. Normally I avoid doing my business at work because the toilet is practically in the middle of our office. But on this particular, also men's loos. On this particular day, I had no choice. Nature was calling and I wasn't taking no for an answer. As I was finishing up, I glanced at the toilet paper and saw it was red. My first thought was, oh shit. But I looked down into the bowl and saw a horror movie scene, bright red everywhere. Oh no, bless you. Now, I'm not great with blood. In fact, I fainted at the sight of it. So naturally, I passed out. On my way down, I managed to hit my head on the toilet roll holder. Classic me. Bloody hell, poor you.
So now we have a massacre in the toilet and he's passed out.
And he's passed out and with probably
bump on the
concussion.
head.
Yeah. Since we work in such a close environment, my colleague heard the commotion and came rushing to my rescue. I tried to play it cool, saying, I'm fine, just give me a minute. But inside I was panicking. My mind was racing with thoughts like, is this the end? Do I have the big C, hemorrhoids? I mean, I think we'd all feel that, right?
Yeah.
When I finally emerged with a bump on my head, my colleagues were curious about the noise. Embarrassed, I lied and said someone must have peed on the floor and I slipped on it. Oh,
some dirty bastards pissed all over the floor. I've just slipped in the piss.
That's the story I stuck to. And it even went in the accident book. Oh, I love an accident book. Typically, Brenda backed me up, saying it wouldn't be the first time that someone had peed on the floor. Thank you, Brenda. Just as I was about to call the doctor, it hit me. This has actually happened to me. I wasn't dying, and it wasn't a hemorrhoid explosion. My mind flashed back to dinner the previous day. Beetroot. Have you ever done a beetroot poo?
I don't like beetroot. For a veggie, I really don't like it.
I know quite a few people that have found themselves at the doctor's after a beetroot poo because it comes out blood red. Yeah.
And the doctors will be like, what did
you eat? Exactly. Apparently, beetroot can turn everything bright red purple, including my business. I can confirm this. My inability to handle blood caused quite a scene. I bumped my head and now everyone thinks there's a serial pisser at work, which led to... only a matter of time, which led to an email about proper toilet use.
Dear colleagues,
there has been a complaint around
there's been an incident
of urination.
Serious
Incident around urination. If we could all please use the toilets properly. I was embarrassed at the time, but now I find it hilarious. I always remember to avoid beetroot, and if I ever need a laugh, I just check the accident book where it's all recorded in black and white. Keep up the good work. There you go.
Brilliant.
We learn something new every day.
Oh, next confession. Hi, ladies. Confession time. My friends have told me for years about them annoying WhatsApp school mum groups. Having older kids, I never had to bother with them until my youngest, 12-year age gap, started school in September. I actually didn't know anything about said group chat until one of the dads mentioned it to me at a party 4 months after the school year had started. I was added unwillingly. And that's when it started. The endless messages about missing cardigans and
so true.
are the girls to dress up for World Book Day, etc. Check the fucking app like we all do, for God's sake. Well, fast forward to last week, the mums chatting absolute shite as usual one evening. Me on day one of my period hadn't had the best weeks. I'm sat rolling my eyes. I then screenshot the absolute drivel they were chatting. Went to send it to me mate with the caption, "Gonna have to mute these fucking mums who actually gives a fuck."
Oh, she didn't.
Press send, then fuck. Realised I had in fact sent it to the school mums and not to my friend. I mean, that's unlucky.
But
I did delete it almost as quick as I sent it. I made sure I was late for the school run the next day to avoid anyone. However, during pickup, every Tom, Dick and Harry was there. So I just had to hold my head up high and think to myself, it could be worse. I could be clip mum.
if you don't know about Clip Mum, go back and listen.
Don't even know how long ago Clip Mum was, but it was a cracking
long
story.
ass time, yeah.
So now I have to go to the school and give that awkward little smile, knowing they all know what I sent. I absolutely love the pod, discovered it on Instagram last year, and I've binge listened the entire series from October to December. Please give me a granny name, although they all know it was me. My poor daughter doesn't need to know just yet that her mum's a crank.
She needs to be careful that no one accidentally had that saved to their camera roll.
Your mind
that can happen.
Saves.
Yeah, so someone could have saved that automatically saved that screenshot, babes. Be careful.
But she only sent it with the caption, so that it'd just be the screenshot, not the caption.
Oh, good point.
But I found out there was a WhatsApp chat the other day. I'm not even in it. I was thrilled.
A mum one?
Yeah. How
well
good's
done.
that? It's for the whole of year 4, and I'm only in the year 4 class one. I'm not in the whole of year 4 one.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of people.
So I'm thrilled.
I'll be honest,
I don't want to be added. I never even got the option if I wanted to be added.
If you wanted to be in or not, they probably just know.
They just know.
Well, mine aren't too bad, I have to say. Yeah. My WhatsApp groups are far more helpful than they are irritating. Because typically,
that is true, actually.
Mine is brilliant. Most mornings, even today, if I see a little, like today, there's always different rules around PE kits, and someone always knows. And I do appreciate that mum that says it. So thank you, my school mum's WhatsApp group, because I don't have time to look at the app. You do, apparently, and I appreciate it.
I agree. It's more useful than not.
I think so. Yeah.
I think maybe just.
Yeah, no.
Listen, that's it for this week's LuAnna Totally Extra. We'll be back, of course, with your usual dose of LuAnna on Monday. And don't forget, you can also watch us now on YouTube. Our episodes drop every Wednesday and every Friday. See you then.
And don't forget, though, if you do want to email us in, because this is your episode, we need to know how to do that. It's LuAnna at everythingluanna.com, or our WhatsApp number is 07745 266 947. Do please rate and review. We would really appreciate it. And please give us a follow if you haven't. See you next week.
Bye.